This week on The Modified World, I'm stabbing flats and conches, maybe dropping a little wisdom along the way. So stay tuned. Welcome to The Modified World. It's the weekly web show. Well, mostly weekly. It's a weekly web show. I'll go ahead and say that. It's the weekly web show about body modification, the people who do it, the people who get it, and why it matters. I'm your host. I'm the senior piercer, world-renowned Pangea Piercing, beautiful sunny downtown Ann Arbor, Michigan. I purvey internet wackiness. I'm JC Potts. This week I had some nice folks drive up, I believe, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, actually, to come and get some of the voodoo that I do. It's kind of a tough one because while I know I've demonstrated over and over and over again in the past, the superiority of the biopsy punch technique, well, not every piercer has gotten on it, and that's cool. Actually, I think most still have it, and that's fine. I'm not saying that, oh, you're a hack if you don't, not at all. But there is a measurable and growing number of people who recognize the superiority of the biopsy punch technique, and they seek me out for it. These folks were no exception. Then go ahead and sit on up for me. And if you'd like to take a look.
That's all my blood.
Oh, it ain't bad.
Oh, very pretty. Thank you, thank you.
How cute.
It is cute. Yeah. You didn't lie. It did not hurt at all. Well, it hurt, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, straight from her mouth. She's not a horse, but straight from her mouth. I didn't pay her to say that or anything like that. Sharp's going bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yep, not going to use that on someone else.
Real nice, real friendly folks too. A lot of fun. Let me do fun stuff, talk about cool things, and maybe some challenging stuff here and there. But I like talking about challenging topics. We frequently talk amongst ourselves, and everybody at some point or another who lives in the I don't really care where you live, but boy, especially here in what I like to call the post-colonial diaspora world, we all say at some point or another, oh, we need to have a difficult conversation. We need to sit down and have a tough conversation with each other and stuff like that. But we hardly ever do, Those people are afraid of getting, socially ostracized or saying the wrong thing, getting in trouble, Sometimes the stakes can be kind of high. So a lot of times we don't like to talk about that. But I do, though. I actually enjoy it because, well, sure, you're going to wind up aggravating some people, pissing some people off, whatnot. But, I feel like, especially as business people, as a businessman myself, too many of us, only want to take the popular stand or the comfortable position or what's going to make them look like the most virtuous person out there and stuff like that. You know, because everybody's afraid of losing a sale. Everybody's afraid of losing $1. I mean, this is real life, and people's real lives are, you know, dictated largely by, you know, how much cash you got. You know, there's an old cliche, you know, life is a big poop sandwich. Everybody gets to take a bite, but how much bread you have determines how much you actually have to taste. It's true, you know. So it's like, I don't know, I just, you know, I feel like, you know, we do too much of that, though. You know, I can understand you don't want to alienate your clients, you don't want to piss off your customers or anything like that. But we pave that road to hell with good intentions. Sure, we want to everybody like us and everybody get along and stuff like that, but then a lot of times that means you wind up having to turn a blind eye to injustice or evil of whatever form, because it just happens to be popular. And I know a lot of folks will be like, well, no, hell, I'm not like that at all, you know. I'm different. You know, everybody points to that picture, famous picture of, like, there's all these folks out there in the audience, and I guess some high-ranking, like, Third Reich person is going by, and all of them are out there with their hands held high, except for one guy. There's one guy. And everybody says, oh, I'd be that guy, you know, that would be me. And I say, bullshit. Mostly you would probably actually say the popular thing, go with whatever the crowd's doing, because the truth of the matter is nobody wants to be left out. Everybody wants to be part of something bigger than themselves. And, you know, we right now hold viewpoints, you know, collectively, maybe not individually, but collectively, our civilization holds viewpoints that are every bit as crazy as that, or Salem witch hunts, or people believing in, you know, whatever kind of crazy stuff that comes along down the pike. You know, there's some invisible dead guy in the sky that gives a shit about whether or not you masturbate or not. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy beliefs that people will be like, well, I would never buy into that. And it's like, well, actually, yeah, you probably already do buy into some crazy stuff like that. And that's the hard part, is when you challenge people's already existing so-called, you know, their already existing viewpoints. You know, one of my favorite quotes is from Mark Twain. You know, it's not what you don't know, it's what you know for certain that ain't necessarily so. It's important stuff. And I know I've said it before, but God, I think it bears repeating. You know? Anyway, I'll rant and rave all day if you let me. So, heck, if you like my little rants and raves and occasional sharp objects, then throw me a subscription. Maybe, you know, click the little bell thing on YouTube for notifications and stuff, because of course you want to see it. Plus, I think there are people that re-upload them to other sources too. I've seen them on Live Leak, and I've seen them on Daily Motion, on Vimeo, seen Webms, all kinds of cool stuff. So just, hey, look for me out there. Leave me a comment, you know, let me know what you're thinking. You stop back by next week for another episode of The Modified Work.